What's up? We are back with an informational video this week.
Yes, it's 10 things you need to discuss with the one before you marry them. Quote unquote, the one.
You hope it's the one.
Yeah, I mean, that obviously you hope it's the
But
one.
most of the times, it isn't.
Clearly.
As you
Get married and you stay married.
For a few months, you realize the one is a myth. Okay, so these are things that two people who are about to get married should discuss, and they relate to their daily lives.
Their daily life, I guess their future arguments, their
Future
lifestyle,
fights.
everything.
Yeah.
So, discuss them.
Alright, where's the list? My list is on the phone. First thing that you need to discuss, I think, is, and it's a very practical thing, it's food habits.
Yeah.
What kind of food do you all eat? Like, there's a huge issue of veg, non-veg in so many marriages that
If you're veg or non-veg, also what type of food. Every household has their own type of food.
Different kind of non-veg also, meaning it could be like you may eat beef and a lot of people don't eat beef or pork.
Yeah.
So you need to get those. I know it sounds very tedious to do this, but you must talk about this.
Yeah, you do have to. I mean, I guess we had to get a cook who could cook stuff that I feel like I could eat, because our food is very different.
Yeah, and in my house, we mostly ate
dal, sabzi, and
vegetarian.
Yeah.
But it was only occasionally we'd get non-veg food and eat it. But now we have non-veg food every day because Shahrazad is a complete carnivorous being.
No, give me a finger.
You're not human for sure.
Yeah, so basically discuss your veg, non-veg, beef, no beef, pork, no pork, whatever.
We had actually discussed this, so it was never really a problem because
we had to work on a system, so that I guess that the discussion helps.
No, the system has to be worked out when you're actually doing it.
Yeah,
but the fact that we had discussed this, that this is cool, this is not cool, so you need to discuss all of that.
Yeah. Okay, number 2 is finances. I think that's really important in any marriage. How you're going to run your house, whether you're both going to contribute, whether you're banking on one person, if two people work, what are your savings like, or your lifestyle depends on it. So I guess you have to know.
And includes everything like you need to discuss your investments, where have you invested. And what kind of bank accounts you have.
Also, you should know that. A lot of times the spouse just doesn't know about bank accounts or investments.
Really?
Yeah, there are lots of people who don't discuss it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There could be people who don't discuss this, but I think it's ideal to discuss it because money, as we know, can be a big issue,
Yeah.
And it's great to get everything out of the open.
But also it's a necessity. You need it to run a house. You need to know what your resources are like, or what your how much would you spend in a month.
But the fact that you have spoken about it and that you discussed it makes the transition from being single to married much smoother.
Yeah.
And it's one of those topics that you need to have a chat about. And these things are not really glamorous or very, very interesting to talk about. But
let's discuss our finances.
But you must have that talk, and everything should be out in the open.
It's really important.
The third thing you need to discuss, and this we didn't discuss. We kind of had an idea about it. This is the bedtime.
Oh.
What time do you go to bed? What time do you go to bed? What time do you
we
get
knew
up?
what time we went to bed. We just discussed what time we would go to bed as a we.
Yeah, and also it didn't seem like a big deal. But after you get married and your sleeping patterns are so varied, then it becomes a bit of an issue.
It is one's an owl, one's a rooster, and we just got
So I'm the rooster and she's obviously the owl. And it's a bit of it takes getting used to.
What time do you sleep normally?
Last night I was out at 9:45.
Shameful.
Why shameful?
That's because I wasn't home, or I don't allow it before 10:30.
You don't allow it? See, this is why I think this should be discussed before you get hitched.
Means I just keep doing things to him and not letting him sleep.
Yeah, and that's not appreciated. It actually becomes an issue because if you sleep early and wake up early,
or sleep late and wake up late,
and then after getting married you have to sleep late and you have to wake up early, then that combination completely ruins your head and your day.
You don't wake up early.
No, that can't happen because people have things to do.
Okay, the next thing you want to discuss is kids.
Yeah, that's an important thing to discuss.
Whether you want to have them
that's a big deal because I've been meeting a lot of people who
Who
just
say they don't want kids. And yeah, or a lot of people find out after marriage that the other person doesn't want a kid, which I don't think is cool.
Or they find out that the other
They don't
person
wanna have a kid with them.
doesn't the other person doesn't deserve to have kids. Me
But
having a kid with
this
you,
is supposed
no
to be
way.
a serious discussion, Weber. You need to know if you want to have kids, how many kids you want to have.
How many?
you're gonna
One's
raise
enough
them.
in this day and age. I mean, it's so expensive. Everything is just so.
Okay, or when you want to have a kid, that's
Ah,
another
when is
thing.
the question.
Like when,
When
I
is
mean,
the
you know,
question.
like you need to decide together that this is the right time to have a child.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that a couple needs to discuss before they get hitched is health. By that I mean, like if you have like some genetic issues in your family, or something that runs in your family, or something that you have that you haven't spoken about, like you may be diabetic and you don't tell the other person, or you know
Like a lot of people feel they shouldn't share it, or they're scared
Yeah.
to share it, and that shouldn't be the case. You should be open
Yeah.
about whatever.
Yeah, and
You've
this
got,
is a
yeah,
topic that people don't really broach. You know, they don't talk about it
Yeah.
because they feel, oh, you know, everything is hunky dory right now, so let's not discuss stuff that may or may not happen.
Also, I think you should just know. Like, I think if you're spending the rest of your life with someone, you should just know about all their
Yeah,
issues,
their
like
defects.
their defects. Like, I mean, my arm keeps popping out, and I have a lazy eye. I was open about those things with you.
Yeah, but I'm also talking about other serious stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that you
Like
should.
just because your arm falls out doesn't mean that I'll change my mind about getting married to you, or that you can't see with one eye.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like, you should still know, right? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean these things one would know anyways, right? Like small things.
Yeah, I mean, like my arm keeps coming out.
Yeah, I mean if you're dating someone for a period of time, you'd know these things. But I'm talking about other things which are like serious and like health related.
Yeah,
Other stuff.
like you should always be open.
Yeah.
Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is careers.
Yeah, I mean if you don't have a fair idea about what the other person is thinking, or is thinking something drastically
Yeah,
different.
like very often people plan to stop doing something after 5 years, or they're just doing it to make money and then they want to shift to something else.
In case
Or-
that's not been
yeah.
discussed, it should be discussed.
Or even just what
I mean,
you
we're
do.
not saying you need to ask, okay, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Come on,
Fair.
Shelly. Where do you see yourself in 10 years or 5 years? What can you do for our firm?
for this talk.
Yeah. Not like that. But just like if there are things that you think or that you feel you need to do in your
Or
life.
also, like either party wants to just take time off. Like sometimes people don't want to work for a year or 2 years or whatever. Like,
Or make a shift in their career.
Or make
If
a
they want
shift.
to change
Yeah.
what they do. That should be, I mean, you should be given a heads up. at least.
Yeah.
Another thing that should be discussed and is not a very glamorous thing is toilet manners. Not very hot to talk about it, but
hot, I don't think it's from any angle.
but I think in your daily life it affects you,
Yeah, especially when you're sharing a bathroom with someone, you
Yeah.
need to know their.
and that takes some getting used to. There's no denying that.
Especially when some people like leave the toilet seat wet
Or leave the toilet floor wet and never wipe. So these are things which are small, but they can irk you, and you need to like
they can really irk you.
yeah. They really irk you. So talk about them.
Okay, so the next thing you want to talk about is religion, rituals, and all of that.
Talk about it.
Like, what are your beliefs? I mean, like, you have your beliefs, I have my beliefs. We're from different backgrounds, different religious backgrounds, and like,
You need to discuss how religious are you. Meaning, are you somebody who's really religious and like
you
very
can't
staunch?
not change things.
Yeah. Or are you somebody who's kind of liberal?
Live and let
do.
live.
Yeah, you do your own thing. You let the other person do their thing. These things need to be discussed before, because once you start living with a person, then it really comes and plays a role in your daily life. No?
Every house has like its own religious like beliefs and way of doing things.
Or they may not have any
Or
religious
none,
rituals
yeah,
or beliefs
yeah.
that they believe in. So it needs to be
Discussed.
talked. And another important discussion that you need to have in this day and age is what do you watch on Netflix?
It's
Like-
like TV time in general.
No, Netflix. Like, do you watch teeny bopper stuff like what is that? What's that?
Jane the Virgin.
Yeah. or are you into documentaries, or are you into watching action movies?
Also, more importantly, where your TV goes, like whether it goes in the living room or in your bedroom.
Yeah,
like those are
it should
decisions
actually
you
be in
have to
your. It should be in your living room.
take. No, it should be in your bedroom.
it
You
should
should
be.
watch TV in bed.
No, you don't.
It's in
You
your
sleep
bed.
in bed.
It's in your bed.
No, that's what. Yeah, I know it is, but it should not
It was
have
a
been.
mistake you made.
So yeah, so that's what I should have discussed before.
But you did. We decided to put it in the bedroom.
Yeah, but whatever. I didn't realize that it was going to affect my sleep.
The last thing you want to discuss is your living arrangement.
Which is a broad category of things like cleanliness or hygiene.
How many people you're living with?
How often would you go on a date? Maybe
Holiday.
Yeah.
Closet space.
Yeah. How many pairs of shoes you have? Yeah. So just generally your day-to-day things.
Yeah, like little things that add up.
Yeah. So those are the 10 things that every couple who's about to get hitched should discuss.
And if you think of any more, leave them in the comments.
And we will try to discuss them.
Now.
But it's too late for us anyways. We will see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.